I go to conditional formatting, icon set, more rules. And then it shows me icon set here. So if you see, it gives me inbuilt values. It says if it's greater than 67, then it has to show red. So here is the icon that are available. So what did I want? I wanted this icon. So it gives me pre-built values. And these are percent. Greater than equal to 80%, it will show a green up arrow. So I'm going to say no, I want a number everywhere. I'm going to give precise values everywhere. My goodness. I'm going to say if it's greater than 9,500, it has to show this. Or if it is 8,000 and above, it has to show this. If it is 5,000 and above, it will show this. And then if it is 2,000 and above, this one. So I'm going to give OK. Now here is my data. I need to change Joseph data now. Let me go and change Joseph data back 7 here. And then go back to my old page. Okay. So I hit refresh. So you can see that the conditional formatting gets changed for grand total also. So it will be a good option if you just have the grand total here. You know, a beautiful effect on your pivot. Shows based on what data you have on your source. Yeah, you can choose any number of icons that you want. I will show you. Actually, conditional formatting is a very good tool. Just love it. So you can choose the kind of tool you want. You know, you can just say more rules. And you can say what do you want. And then you say you want icon set. You can choose the type of icon set you want. And just give whatever values you want for that. So if you look, it's just 3 options here. Alright. So we did conditional formatting. We did icon set in conditional formatting. Okay. It does matter. It does matter. Hope I'm so thank you that you did ask me this question. Now look at this. I am going to change the data. So I'm going to add net sales also. So let me drag and drop net sales here. Now look at what has happened. Do you see that it's not in my grand total? It will not be there. It is a cell in which you do it. It's not for the grand total. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. The question was, will this be always on the grand total once you do the conditional formatting? Will this be always on the grand total? No. You see, I changed the options. What if you want to change only the value of a particular region, which in turn should change in the grand total? Not a problem. You just, the question is, we change the value only for a particular region. You will change it on the source, no? So you just change it on the source and then refresh it here. No problem. No, you cannot edit data on the pivot table. You cannot do any addition on the pivot table. Okay. So, because we have people who do not know how to work with formatting, I also need to tell you how to remove it, right? So if you do not want it to be conditional formatted anymore, you go to conditional formatting and say clear rules. And you see, you can say from selected cells or from the entire sheet or from the pivot. So I'm going to say clear rules from the pivot. So all the conditional formatting for the pivot is done. Repeat conditional formatting, clear rules, and then clear rules from this pivot. Mr. Harish, question is, can I make the conditional formatting stick on to only the grand total? No. Yes. The question was, conditional formatting is applicable only to the selected cell. Absolutely. Conditional formatting is based on the cell. Okay. Now give me a minute. I'm going to try. Yeah. No. No. It cannot happen that way. I think I've got a solution for your question. Okay, look at this. You want it always on the grand total, right? So now I'm going to say new rule. Instead of just applying a rule like this, just go to new rule. You see these options here? It says all cells showing sum of number of customers, values for sales and region, or all cells showing sum of number of customers. So I think if you do that, it will always stick on to this combination. Okay. Alright, I have one more question here. Let me read the question. Only the first 4 brands of the pivot table static and the rest to sort automatically. You can. So what you do is you just copy your data. First sort it the way you want it to get sort. Maybe you just sort all the data and then you choose all the 4 products also only on the top. And then you sort your data. And then you do a custom sort. So how many of our other products get added? No problem. Those 4 will always be on the top. Alright. So my next topic on the pivot table would be adding a formula, which may be one of the required things for you. So let me see here. I'm going to remove the number of customers and I'm going to add the net sales. So my net sales is sitting here. I'm going to add a formula for this. I want to calculate tax. My tax is just 10% of the sales. So, but I want to show it in this combination. That means for Lawrence, for West region, how much tax? Mr. Magesh, we do not have Power Pivot. Power Pivot is an option of 2013. Right. So I am going to add net sales. So I am going to add a calculated field. So how do you add a calculated field? First you go to the options tab and then here you will have all these values. So first we are viewing the sum, right? If you want to make it to count, average, maximum, minimum. So these options are available here. And besides that it will say show value. Usually we are not doing any calculations. So, but here you can change it. Percentage of grand total, percentage of column total. So you can make the changes here. You can rank it and you can make the changes here. But what we need is in the next option. So we need a calculated field. So I'm going to hit calculated field. So let's name it tax. And then now it's asking me for the formula. What is the formula? I want the net sales. So I go to the net sales. I can either hit insert field or it's enough if I just double click it. So I'm saying net sales into, I don't know, 10.36. Is it still the tax percent? Or am I using an ethnic tax percent? I don't know. I think I'm using a very old tax percent. So net sales into 10.36 divided by 100. And then I'm going to hit OK. After you do the calculation, do not press insert field. Just say OK. You will see that the tax field is added here. So I've removed the net sales. Now it is showing me a tax field. I'm going to repeat it Before that, you can also see how to delete the calculated field. So I go to calculated field, I drop down, I will see the tax, I'm going to delete it, I hit OK. Now there is no tax field here. So calculated field, a new field name, I gave the name tax. So what is the formula? Net sales into 10.36 divided by 100. And then I hit OK. So automatically the net sales will appear here. Now it shows 4 decimal points. Let's say you do not want it. You just want 2 decimal points. By default, formatting a data to be a number with 2 decimal points. Okay, you have it in the home. You can use your decimal options here, or the shortcut for 2 decimal point would be Control Shift and 1. Control Shift and 1. 1 above your alphabet. That's an excellent question, Mr. Harish. This calculated field is for the summarized data. It will not be available in your source. It is only available in your pivot. Because it is calculated on the consolidated data. Alright? Just to prove, if you see, there is no column here. And then when you reduce the decimal, you can see that automatically it does the rounding off. Did you notice that? Automatically the data is rounded off. While I choose net sales, can I view insert calculated field alongside? Oh, you can very well. The question was, if I'm using the net sales and the tax, you can. So I'm going to add the net sales. Look at this. My net sales and the tax. You can also reorder. If you want, you just pull it and leave it afterwards. So your net sales, your tax. Your net sales, your tax. So we added a calculated field, and then we did a custom condition formatting, and then we saw how to sort the data, how to filter the data, and then how to add a sub row field, multiple columns in the row field, and then multiple columns in the column field. And then we also saw how to add a report filter and to do a slicer. Now our focus is going to be doing a chart. Here we go. So I am going to say, go to the options and hit pivot chart. So it is going to ask me what type of chart I need. Before I go to the chart, just give me a minute here. I'm going to remove one column so that the chart looks good in the beginning at least. Okay. So I'm just removing tax. So salesman wise, region wise, net sales is what I want the chart for. So I am going to hit a chart, and then I say I want the column chart, the basic chart, and then hit OK. Now what you will be aware already is column chart will help you to do the chart, help you to make a dynamic chart. That part maybe you are already aware of. It will help you to do dynamic charts. So here is my chart. Now let me go ahead and say I don't want all data, I just need these 3. So I'm going to hit OK. So you can see that the chart also will change dynamically. Now I am going to make the slicer also available here. Let's see. I go to the pivot. I go and say I want a slicer. Now here I have the slicer. So let me say I want the region to be, region was already there. So I'm going to include the product and hit OK. Now if you see, when you send a chart like this, just imagine what the effect would be on your report. Okay, so let me position it nice and comfortable. Now here is the option for the product. So as I showed you, you can also have multiple slicers available. So if I choose the first car, do you see the charts also getting refreshed automatically? Bingo. So you can create a beautiful dashboard with your chart and the slicer. It would be really a very good way to present the data. And let me see here. If you want to just do, okay, let me do a prediction. So I'm going to flip the columns here. Let me say if I have the prediction, let's imagine if it's just for the year. So I'm going to go to the chart. I'm going to go to the layout of the chart. So that's where I can flip row to column. Or maybe, okay, I just wanted a prediction, right? So in the layout, I just have the prediction. So I'm going to say I want a linear forecast. So if you see in this way, I mean, you can see the forecast that's happening for the sales of these 3 reps. And you can do the filtering here also if you want. You can do it on the pivot or you can do it on the chart. Anywhere. Yes, I did the forecast going to the trend line. Alright, so how do you do the chart? So we'll delete chart, no problem. Delete this also, no problem. So I have my data here. So I just go to the options. I say pivot chart. So it asks me what chart I want. This time let's choose a line chart. So I choose a line chart and then hit OK. Usually line chart is not suitable for this because you can see that the data is very focused on one particular place and the range is very different. So you all know how to edit the axis, right? You all know how to edit the axis? So for people who do not know how to edit the axis, you can go and right click on the axis and format the axis. And then I'm going to say the minimum is going to be 1 lakh. So I'm going to say minimum 100,000, 10,000. Okay. And then close. Now it's a little better. But I can plot this alone in the secondary axis so that it does not trouble the other data. So how do you do? Right click and say format data series and say plot it on a secondary axis. So now you can see that my chart is ready. So as you all requested, we can combine everything together. I'm going to go and select my data, only my data, and go to the conditional formatting and say I want data bar. Okay, let me do the icon set. So I'm going to say I want the icon set. I'll choose this. Format, order fit, column width. So let me choose the icon set I want. So I say more rules. What is the icon set I wanted? I'm going to drop down and go to the icon set I wanted. And I don't want all this, so I'm going to say one number. Here we go. I hit OK. Now it's showing me the options of conditional formatting here. So say auto fit column width, so that it is automatically filling the column. Now for the grand total, again I will do another conditional formatting. Only if the value is greater than 4,30,000, then make it green. Okay. So there I am. Now I can do the filters and the slicer. So let me choose the slicer for row labels instead of doing the filters. So how do? I go to options. I say insert slide. Okay, just give me a minute before I do the slicer. I will also do a one-line chart. One-cell chart. Okay, I'm going to do just a one-cell chart here at the end. Let me show you. It's called a sparkline chart. Have you heard of it? Let me do a sparkline chart also. So how do I do it? I'm going to select these. It's also a feature of 2010. So insert. Here are the sparkline charts. Let me say I want a line chart. So it's asking me for the data range. I'm going to choose this as my data range and then hit OK. So here is my sparkline chart. So you can make it point the highest point. Okay. So if you want, you can show the axis. Generally, the axis will not be there. So if you want, you can show axis. And then, now I'm going to go and insert the slicer. So once I hit the pivot table, I get the options. I go to insert and say insert slicer. I want it for the salesman, for the region and the product. Okay, so there I am. Let me arrange them in nice and good order here. Salesman, product, and the region. There I am. So, do you see? And you can also have the slicers formatted based on your data. How do you do it? You hit the slicer, you go to option. Here are the slicer formatting options. Format, yeah, the format of the slicer, the look and feel.
Yeah, the look and feel.
Yeah, you can. So just select the slicer, you get the option. So here are the look and feel. So just choose whatever you want there. So maybe if you want to give 3 different colors for all the slicers to show them differently. Here. There we are. Now you can choose the product. And then if you clear the filters everywhere, you get back your original data. So your data looks very dynamic and, the presentation would be really good. So do you want me to show you how to insert the slicer or the sparkling chart? Both. Alright, so I'm going to delete the sparkline chart. And information about the sparkline chart, when you select and hit delete, nothing happens for the sparkline chart. So how do you delete the sparkline chart? You either go to the home and say clear all. You go to the design and say clear. So I've cleared the sparkline chart, I've cleared the slicers. So I go to my pivot. I'm going to go to the options and say clear all the filters that are available. So no filters. I'm refreshing the data. Let me check my data once. I think I have edited some data really big. It was the net sales, right? Yeah, here it is. So I'm going to make it somewhere around 3000 so that my chart looks good. So I come back. I'm going to say refresh data. So I have my data here. No problem. So now let me delete the chart too. And then how do you do it? And do you want me to do the conditional formatting also? No. You're good with the conditional formatting. Okay. So, okay. So first, if you want the sparkline chart, you select the region where you want the chart to be. You can make it like this also. You can make it vertically or horizontally, whichever way you want. Then go to insert and then choose the type of chart you want. I'm going to use a column chart because I'm going to use a line chart for this. Or let me use a cone chart for this. So I will select this data, what I want for the chart, and then hit OK. You can see it's doing a column chart here. If you're not satisfied, you can still change the chart type. You can make it a line chart. That's all. Sparkline chart is nothing. So if you want this chart to have a different color, whatever, you can choose it. And then you can mark the highest point here also. You can see this highest point and lowest point you can mark. So I mark them. So now my next step would be registering a chart. So one step, right click. And then you go, click and then go to options and then insert pivot charts. And then as I said, let me do, I can't do a scan chart. So I'm going to do a column chart, a 3D chart. So I've done a column chart here. So let me place my column chart here. Now it is for my whole data. If you want to do the filters on whatever columns that are available, let's say you want to do it for the region. So I want to insert the slicer. How do I do it? I hit the pivot. I get options. Insert slicer. So I want it for the region and for the sales. I hit OK. So there I am. So for the region and for the sales. So you can arrange them according to your size and everything. So let me make them even. Now if you want to show the difference, you can format them. So one is in one format, the other one is in another. Now look at my chart. Lawrence for middle and west. Clear the filters. Get back your chart. So this is called, they generally call this the dynamic dashboard. So you can, you want to consolidate multiple sheets in a pivot. That is you have to first include that option. I will tell you where to go and include. So you go to File and go to Options and go to Customize Ribbon or Quick Access Toolbar, whichever you want. And then in there, you will have to search for the option that you want. So I'm going to go to Customize Ribbon and search for what I want. Saying Alt Tab, and then in that you will have Pivot Tools. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll just add it in the, I will have to create a new tab here, new group, and then I'm going to add it in the group. Give me a minute.
I think it's there in the towards the right hand side.
Yeah, the options. Just give me a minute, but that's not the option I wanted. There is one more pivot. There's a pivot wizard. This is what I wanted. So I'm going to add it to the new group I created. Pivot chart wizard. I hit OK. Now you get it, no? So here you have the option to do the chart as a wizard. So it will ask you the group. So now you can choose the way you want. So I go to the table and select it. And this is a table. Hold on. Okay, there I am. Control A. Then my home tab. Here it is. So when it's the normal one, it will ask you want multiple consolidation ranges. And then you hit next. It will ask you whether you want to add a single form field. Then next. So you keep adding ranges. Alright, did that answer your question? So the question was, how do you create consolidated pivot table from multiple ranges?
Gayatri, I have a quick question here.
Yep.
Can we use two sets of data for a pivot chart?
Two sets of data in the sense?
Two different data, two different Excel, and make a consolidated pivot chart. Can we do that, or do we have that option?
Yeah, that's what I just showed you. you can use a consolidated data. I think I had a quick example here. Just give me a minute. I did have a file which will help me to do the same. I'm going to expose you to the unorganized data I've got in my system. Just don't mind it. There it is. Okay. So, meanwhile, I will keep answering the other questions like, can I transfer these charts, icons, etc. to the PPT slide? No. Directly, no. You will have to copy and paste it as picture. Then it is possible. Only the table, no. You can copy and paste it as picture. Because conditional formatting is an option of Excel. Okay. Now look, I have 3 different ranges. Now I'm going to create one pivot for all these 3. So to add this, where did you go? You will have to go to File, Options, and then go to Customize Ribbon. Go to All Commands. It will give you a big list. Scroll nicely until you reach P. There you will have the wizard here. Select it and create somewhere. Okay. I have done already. So mine is ready here. So I'm going to select this. It's opening a wizard for me. It's asking me whether you want one Excel list or database, or you want it from external data source. External data source would be your, again, the connection. Or you can use from multiple consolidated ranges. And then you hit next. So you want to create the page fields, you can create your own page fields. Otherwise it will do it for you. So you hit next. And then now I'm going to add my first range. Add. So now you know how to do it. You just have to browse and go to your range and hit add. So this is my second range. And there I go, my third range. I have it. So it's asking put it in a new worksheet. Done and done. Did it answer your question?
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. Can we add a pivot table and pivot chart in existing? No, actually you cannot, because you will have to create your own new tab quickly and then add it to it. Existing tags are Microsoft defined, so they don't allow you to add your own items there. But you can still add it to your quick access toolbar here. Yes. So I think we have reached. Can we change the rows and column name respective to the field name? They are the field names, no? You want to edit it here? You can edit it here, no problem. But mine was Q1, Q2, Q3. So did you? I don't think you noticed them. That was my source data field names. Those were my field names. Yeah. In which case we use calculated items. See, like I wanted only the consolidated. Let's say you are doing an income tax for your office. What can I tell you? Okay, you're doing a car sale. So the budget shows an increase in the tax. So you just want to see, if you quickly close the sales now, how much will your tax benefit be? So you can quickly do a consolidated field in your pivot table and find it. No, not required. You can have, no problem. So let me quickly summarize what we have been doing. So as I told you, pivot table is a way of organizing the data and analyzing your data that you have in a way that it is easy for you, focusing on the columns that you require, and you can change that. You can create very dynamic reports. The only thing that you'll have to remember is pivot table will not allow you any addition in the data. You can have calculated fields, but that will only reflect on your pivot table and not on your source data. If you want your range to be dynamic, you will have to go ahead and first format your data as table, and then generate the pivot from there. If not, then you can directly generate the pivot table and keep analyzing your data. Things to keep in mind whenever you start doing the pivot. Remember, you should not have completely blank rows and avoid merged cells. This will help you in a greater extent to generate your pivot table. So once you generate the pivot table, you can apply conditional formatting. You can do calculated fields. You can add row fields, column labels. You can add multiple row labels, column labels. You can apply a report level filter. You can add multiple values and view them. You can create a calculated field and add it to your values, and create charts for your calculated fields also. And you can also have the slicer, which is a 2010 option, which will help you to dynamically create a chart, which will look very, very good. You can have slicer for more than one column, and you can use the slicer to change the filtering. Then you can do sparkline charts to increase the presentability of your data. Sparkline charts are nothing but single line charts. Then we saw how to add grand total or subtotals, and how to remove them, how to change the design of your pivot table. Finally, we saw how to generate the chart and also consolidated pivot table from multiple data that you have. Hope this session was useful for you. I'm going to give my mail ID. So in case you have questions in future, you can always mail me. Don't mail me long questions. If it's really quick, you can just mail me and give me a little time. I'll get back to you for sure. And they've shared a link to the feedback. Please take time to fill the feedback. It will be very helpful for us to improve the sessions in future. Hope this session made sense to all of you.